Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. Today we're going to be talking about W3 images, and we're going to be giving you the different styling method of W3 CSS to style our images. We're going to talk about the image gallery, the over effect of the image, the circular shape of the image, the border of the image, and so on and so forth. So before we go into details, please do well to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video, like the page, comment if you really please you to comment, and share to your friends to learn also. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive to our development environment. So we always used to have before and after, so we're going to be showing you the before and the after process. So initially we have to insert our image, and this is an inline styling also with the width and height of the image, because we don't want it to excessively fill the whole page of the screen. So this is the result of what we're doing, and this is the image right here. So we'll be facing the styling gradually. Every topic concerning this image styling will be inserted to this particular image, apart from the one we're going to be using the image gallery format. So let's start by doing this. First of all, we want to change the edge to a curved edge of this image, that is this one here, like this. We want to make it a little bit curved. Yes, dark, and it was the same. It faded into the color of the background, so you won't see it, but just take note of this edge here and this edge here. You will see the curve we'll be doing on this image. So let's start. I already inserted the class, which we always know. So say W3, we'll say round. Let's see, a little bit round. So let's increase the roundness of the, and let's see how it works. You see the width, the round shape at the edge increases because we used what is it called, known as sizing utility. So it increases. So if we say jumbo, which is excessively large. Sorry. You see, it increases more and more. So that's for having a curved edge at the image. So next we're talking about the circular part of this image. So let's talk about, before I told you how to circle a div content or whatsoever, now we're using it for our image. So what we do, we just say circle. I've said this before, and you just have to be in line with me right now. So we have our circle image already. So the problem here is that maybe your circle is looking like an egg shape, like oval shape. What we need to do is just to change the width, and let's say 25, and this is what we give to you. I think it's perfect like this. So this is exactly what you should do if you are circling your image. Like I told you the other time, that you can use it for your about content, or you can also use it for your pages in your website or whatsoever place you want to display it. It's always welcome. So this is how to circle it. Now we're going to be doing the hover effect on this image. So in the same image, I will have to say W3 hover. I will say opacity. Yeah, this opacity means when we hover through the image, the the brightness of the image will be a little bit blurred, a little bit reduced. You understand? You all know what opacity is. And if you don't know, please, you just have to do well and check, go through CSS for a while, and you need to have a little knowledge of CSS by doing some of this thing, because there are some a little inline styling you have to make it up to make it look more balanced and beautiful. But just that, why this thing is really recommended is that it's very fast, it's easier, it takes a lot of complex function into a smaller function, and it also helps in responsiveness. That's the major criteria of this particular inline styling with W3 CSS. So you can also do every other thing with external CSS. So just play along and you will see. Maybe at the end of this course we've given you a just brief single page website of this tutorial for you to know what we have been doing all this while. So let's see if it works for us. You see, when we go over it, the brightness dim was a little bit dim with the inline code of W3 over opacity. So the opacity of the image reduces, or is it increasing? I don't know, but you can see the difference with your eyes. So next on our list, we're going to be talking about border, image border. So what we're going to be doing now, let's just remove the circle. Let's just say it to be, we've said this several times, you should know what this is all about by now. So this is what we're gonna do. You see, there's a border around, but it's not seen. Let's change the color to, okay, sorry, it's supposed to be there's a border around it now, so we all seen what the border is all about. So we'll be going through how to display text in the images in our left top, right top, left bottom, right bottom, and also the center of these images. So just stay tuned as we proceed to the next. Let me just create some div element and let's show you how it works. So as it stands right now, I've created a div that will indicate our text in our image, and as you can see, we have top left, top right, top bottom left, bottom right, and middle. So this is how our text content will be displayed on our images, or image, or whatsoever numbers of images you are using, and how you're going to do it. So let's see how it is. At initial, this is the result, and this is what we have been seeing, and this is how we're going to do it. Let's check what we're going to work on it. Let's say how we're going to do it right now. So first and foremost, we indicate here in this div container that it is a display, W3 display, that we're going to display the text inside this image in any angle, like top left, center, whatsoever. So first of all, we now say W3, you see display, yeah, then you say container. So let's see how it goes. Still now nothing yet to show, so let's change, let's tell W3 the text color we want. W3, let's try, this color will be okay. Okay, let's just try, let me see, orange. Okay, now we got let me see. Okay, our text color has been changed to orange. So now we're going to be displaying it inside this image as we said earlier on. So now what we're going to be doing now is just to go to our div here that is carrying the text content, And what we will see W3 display, let's say top left, yeah, and include W3 container to it. Let's see how it works. See, our top left has come up here, and you can see how it works. Our text here is saying top left. So that is that. Let's just copy this line and change the content inside. So what we do now, we just put it here and say top right. And let's see the div will automatically go to our top right. Okay, let's increase the size of this image so it fits into our okay, so we have it at the top right here. Now we'll just do the same for top button and so on and so forth. You understand? Sorry, bottom left and bottom right. Let's see how it works. So we have it already. We have top left, top right, and bottom left. So let's see how we're going to make the middle one possible. So we'll just say W3 display, and I'll say middle. I will spell middle. Let's see. Boom. The middle is right here. It's no longer at the bottom of this. So it's right here, and the color here is showing orange. So let's just change the color inside to be white. Kind of small, so let me make it a little bit bigger and say W3. I don't know if you can see anything right here. I don't know if you can see anything. Oh, let me just make it black for you to see it clearly. Okay, now you can see its text is at the middle. So this is how to insert text in your image. Mind you, let's go through it and let's see what is really required for you to make it work. First and foremost, we create the div, and inside the div we have the image element, and we also have other divs element that's carrying the text we're about to insert to the image. So the general div container that has the other element within its container has to have the W3 display container. Then maybe the text color in general, you want to change the text color in general for all the text here. If you don't want to change it, you can leave it and do the internal changing by yourself personally, individually to each of the divs. So this one is the general text for the whole container, text color for the whole container div or element inside the container. Then this is the image, and this is the width of the image we're working with, and this is the text div that's going to carry the text element that will be inserting into the image, inserting into the right, left, center, bottom, and so on and so forth. So let's look what makes it possible for it to work for us. We have to say W3 display top left. Then I told you earlier on that about containers, that containers helps to indicate that this is a tag that has features inside, and it helps W3 CSS to indicate that it's functioning as a tag or is a div, you understand, that carries other features, just like in JavaScript call it child, parent child, and so on and so forth. So you say W3 display top left, this will take you to the top left of the image, which is not acting like an absolute. Let me say in CSS it's called absolute display, absolute left. So you set it top left and it has been displayed absolutely to the left of the image, and you indicate is a container that it's carrying its text top left. So the same we say top right, the same we say bottom left, and the same we say bottom right, and middle you indicate display middle. So this is the result of displaying a text in your image. In your real CSS you used to do is called absolute display absolute, yeah. Then you indicate top left, top right, but we're using this for those of you that are going through real CSS, you know what I'm talking about. So this is just straightforward, and it helps to display it absolutely for you. So in the next conversation on this image, we're going to talk how to do a gallery of images, of different kind of images with W3 CSS. So just stay tuned. Okay, so right now I've been able to create a div tag, a div element that carries other divs alongside with the image, describing the image. So let's go through the div elements we're having. This is the general div that carries other divs, and in this div we display a what we know as, this one will carry the cards, which is the image we're having and the heading of the image we're having. They are all generalized inside that div, which will not have a card, and I explained card earlier on. Why this initial div will tell us that this div is in a row, that is, we're trying to make it responsive, that they are having 3 divs and they are all in line in the screen, so it won't exceed each and every one of themselves by size or whatsoever. So we're going to be explaining that gradually. So we do the same for all of them, and in this general div we're going to be telling W3 CSS that this div is a div that carries a lot of div in it, and it should be responsive, and we should be using a W3 rule responsive styling to make it responsive and suitable for our image gallery. We'll talk about this in our next or some subsequent video ahead, telling us how to do a responsive website, how to do a responsive div and image, and so on and so forth. So but before then, I'm just going to give you the features of how you can do an image gallery right here. So whatever you don't understand that I'm inserting right now, don't worry. The ones you know already, just grab it. The ones you don't know, we'll talk about that in our future video ahead. So first and foremost, let's indicate and let's tell W3 that this is a div that has a lot of div, which will have to be a responsive div. So at initial, I will talk about this responsiveness in few videos, but we just have to work on this to show you how W3 works on images in a gallery format. Very easy and fast, and is well responsive for any screen size and any device. So let's try it. Let's say W3 And how do we go about it, especially this responsiveness? We say W3 rule. Am I spelling the word correct? Then we add a padding to it, and we say padding. Yeah, right. So add a margin to it, we say W3, and we say margin, and we say top. We're adding the margin top to the div element to demarcate it from the other. I talked about margin the other time, so I think you have to go through that also if you are being lost in one way or the other. So now we'll be going to the next div, and what the next div is trying to tell us that this is a single div that should be a size of the, as in we call it, there is third, there is two third, there is, that is a particular size that will fit into any part of the screen. Especially using the laptop or whatsoever, we measure the screen size to inline all the div content in one rule. That is the major reason why this rule is here, this W3 rule, to inline the whole div in one rule. So this div is carrying the image and the header, the head of the image, which is heading 5. So what we say we are making 3 div in a single row, so we have to use the W3 head to indicate it's 3 div. So we'll get to this particular topic on responsive and website using W3 CSS. So you will enjoy it, but when I finish, you see how beautiful it looks. So let's say W3, and you say third. So this is the third section, that is 1, 2, 3. So we're dividing this whole div within this content. We're dividing this whole div within this container into 3 sections. That's why we're including it as third. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So this other one, we're going to be inserting the card to it. The card that I explained card recently, that is like a box shadow. You might not see it in this particular video because the background I use is black, and you can try it on yourself from the initial process we started, so you can see for yourself. So no, that shouldn't be our problem right now if you not see it right here in this video, the effect, but there is an effect because the background we're using is dark. So, and you know, box shadow has a dark effect, so we don't really see any worries about that. So what we do, we're trying to say these images is inside this div, and this header also, this header div is inside the div. So I want it to have a card format, which is a box shadow of the general div that carries the image and the head. So I've talked about card before, so you should also know about that. So we say W3, and we say card, and we say 2. So this is what we're going to be doing, and next we're going to be telling this div that, which is this div is the container of this particular one here, is the container that carries the heading of this image. So describing the image is also known as capturing. Yeah, capturing is the capturing a bit caption. Okay, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So I told you about W3 container also and the function. So let's just say W3 container, and this will help us to manage our image in a very good inline format, perfect sizing for any screen. So like what I will just do, let me just copy this whole stuff here and insert it to the other div element. So what I will do now, let me just say copy, say Ctrl V. I will do the same for the next one. Just bear with me a little and you see the result, please. Ctrl C. Let me see. What I'm trying to do, please stay with me. We'll get the result as soon as possible. So let's run it and see how it will look like. As you can see, this is what the result is all about. So without being told, you have seen how to display the gallery in three div in a single row. So I guess you should know what I'm talking about. As you can see, I don't know, we are supposed to have padding in each of these image, but I don't know what happened. So what I will do is that let me just go through the code again and see what the issue is all about. Okay, I can see that my padding spelling is wrong. So what we are going to see now is okay, it's perfect already. So you can see how beautiful it is because we're having an image gallery already. So I want to make it a double more image galleries, like adding more image to it. So let's see how we're going to get that. What I will just do, I will just copy this whole div like this, then I just have to duplicate it and let's see what will happen. Okay, yeah, beautiful, right? Here we go. So let's just change the image so everything look perfect here, right here. So let me see image 1. Let me come here, let me see 2. Come here, let me see 3. Let me check. Okay, here we go. An image has changed already. So let me change this. Let me change this one to, let me see, 4. Okay, we have a perfect image and it's beautiful, right? So this is how to do your image gallery. Don't worry about this all in W3 text, W3 rule, padding. You know about this already, W3 margin, which I discussed, but don't worry about this. Don't worry about this, we'll come to that. You know what this is all about already. I know what it's all about. So this is the result of having an image gallery on your website. And now let's try to see how responsive it is to any device of our choice. So let's view. I told you that the major reason, if you don't really love to use this for any reason at all, you will just love to use it for responsiveness. Automatically, if you're working with CSS, you have to adjust this whole thing to different mobile size, screen size, and you have to use a media query. But now we're just using straight inline coding and everything is resized for us. Now let's see how it is. This is on mobile of what's the name of this phone? There are a lot of phones I don't even know about. So let's try Galaxy Note and you see how it is, no difference. Now let's go to iPhone, and you see there is no difference. Everything work out perfect and awesome. Now let's go to iPhone 6 Plus and you see everything is the same. So if you don't love this, you will love it for its responsiveness and how it makes your site easy. So let's go to iPad Pro and you see how beautiful it is. Perfect, superb, fast. And so when designing a website like this, you don't need a media query. All you need to do is just a little inline coding. Everything is perfect, and I bet you enjoy every bit of it. You design a perfect site for everyone using different mobile device, and it will work absolutely well for you. So thank you for being part of this video. See you in the next video. Thank you. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Like and share to people you know they are relevant to you who really need the course. So thank you for being part of this video and see you in the next video.